Okay, welcome to 10. This is Tech Entrepreneurs Nebraska, brought to you by the Nebraska Tech Collaborative, powered by the Exarban Foundation. This is the No Cuts, No Edits 10-minute podcast.
Yeah, clearly you can tell by Shauna not being able to say Nebraska. I'm Brian Poppy. I work at Mutual of Omaha. We're joined today by John Strope. John, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I responded for Shauna one time, and so I learned my lesson. I do not respond for Shauna anymore. I am doing great.
Yeah, me too.
Okay.
Me too. I like that you said y'all. So this is
yeah.
going to give us a chance to talk about how you got to Nebraska because you're not from here. I still say y'all as a one-year Floridian, so I get it.
Y'all is the perfect word, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I am originally from Mobile, Alabama, so way down on the Gulf Coast, not too far from Florida. Yeah, and I came to Nebraska, I guess, first time in 2017. I came and did my undergraduate degree here at the university. And so, yeah, I did mechanical engineering. I was here for 4 years, and I loved it. And, after that, went into a career in the themed entertainment industry and traveled all around the world working as an industrial automation engineer and doing systems design and all that. And, now I'm back here, which is kind of surreal. Because I've literally spent the last 2 years in like 11 different countries, and now I am back in Nebraska, and I'm here to stay for at least a little while we work on all these new exciting initiatives we have going on.
That's so great.
Hold on, you said themed entertainment?
Okay,
Yeah, so
You're gonna have to elaborate.
I was a roller coaster engier.
There we go.
I don't really like to lead with that because it's a bit of a misnomer. But I was a roller coaster engineer. So I worked as a controls and wireless networking engineer, and then later as a project management consultant for a lot of Fortune 500 companies in Anaheim and Orlando, as well as around the world.
Huh.
Yeah.
Not to brag, but I had a pretty great setup in Roller Coaster Tycoon when I was younger.
Okay, that's great. That's actually I am here for that kind of flex. It's pretty. That's the kind of thing that I really like to hear, because you would not believe the number of people in the entertainment industry that don't ride roller coasters.
Get out of here.
I'm dead serious. I would make every single one of my coworkers come and ride the rides with me when we were finished. And I've made one of them throw up twice. So they all had like motion sickness and did not like it. So I would be sitting there, screaming with my hands up in the air, and they were arms folded, like all grumpy.
There's a lot of rides I cannot do, but roller coasters is one that I love.
So fun.
Yeah.
Me too, except for the wooden ones. And we won't spend any time on that, but the old wooden ones.
Yeah, they're real rough.
I don't mess
Those
with
work
those.
for children. After a certain age, it's not fun anymore.
Those are real rough.
Yeah, I worked a lot more on some of the more, so I worked in autonomous vehicles. So we did a lot of AGVs and so these were trackless roller coaster rides.
Oh,
Wild.
my goodness.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a very fun time. I learned a lot. I got very used to working in environments with people that were very different from me. And up until April of this year, I was pretty much exclusively with people who did not speak English. So it was very, you learn a lot about
That sounds
sign
difficult.
language and how to communicate ideas really quickly and effectively and that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Wow. Okay, so now you're at the Johnny Carson Center for Emerging Arts, or you're not?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I just happen to be really good friends with Megan.
Awesome. That's
the
what
Johnny
fun
Carson
is.
Center is
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. I came to the university knowing that I wanted to do a career in the entertainment industry, and Nebraska is not necessarily the first name that comes to mind in entertainment, but we figured, okay, if we can do it here, then we can do it anywhere. And so I started a group of students that kind of started taking on personal projects with a bunch of different community partners. So we worked a lot with the Lincoln Children's Zoo, the Children's Museum, the Bay, a bunch of other really, really great organizations. And then through there, I got connected with Megan, and at that point they were all developing curriculum and hiring faculty and all that kind of stuff. So I got to really kind of help see the Carson Center blossom and grow. And then after that, I was out of here. So coming back now, it's absolutely remarkable to see some of the things that they've built. But yeah, no, now I am with the Heartland Robotics Cluster and Nebraska Innovation Studio. So we're basically building a community space to allow anybody that is interested in robotics, automation, and embedded systems to come in and play with tools that are way outside of my personal budget. So we get to buy all these cool robots and all that kind of stuff and teach people how to play with them.
Yeah, that's exciting. So, but just really quick, I have to like redeem myself a little bit here because I knew this,
but we met there.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, all right, there we go.
But it's still good to give a plug for the Carson Center because it is outstanding. You really should get there if you haven't been. I'm looking at Brian, but I'm talking to anyone who's listening. It's amazing. But real quick on Heartland Robotics Cluster. So it's tied to Invest Nebraska. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So what's did they help start it or did they help
Yeah,
found
so
it?
Invest Nebraska was kind of the lead organization. I wish I could tell you off the top of my head how many community partners there are, but there are a lot.
Great.
And the university, Nebraska Innovation Studio, I know several of the community colleges around, all that are all partners in this grant. And so it's a little messy in terms of the Venn diagram. I'm a part of the University of Nebraska Innovation Campus and the Heartland Robotics Cluster. And somewhere in that umbrella is where we sit.
Gotcha.
But it's really, really exciting work. I really think it's kind of going to be a transformational grant. I mean, it's $25 million that is coming into the region to promote skills that really don't exist right now. And I mean, you talk about the brain drain, you talk about people trying to get people to stay in the state. I think this robotics and automation and kind of leveling up the jobs and skills and careers that we already have is one of the key ways to get people to do that. So
Totally.
Boy, that's wild. So I know there are like robotics competitions for high school students. I assume you are probably involved in that, yeah?
I am not at all, but I'm going to be in January. So we have started teaching. We hired a great team of people, and one of them came from the educational background. So he came from Lincoln Public Schools and all that. And part of that is we've started offering kind of 9th through 12th grade classes for anybody to come. They're during the day. So a lot of the community that we've been targeting so far has been like the homeschool crowd. So they can get like their shop credits and all that kind of stuff. But I'll be teaching a BattleBots class in the spring, and I'm really looking forward to it, especially because over the winter break, we're shut down for the holidays, and I get to sit there and build BattleBots the entire Christmas break and make sure that I know what I'm doing before we teach other people.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really fun. We're doing workforce development, so most of the stuff I just spent the past 2 days doing certification training with 2 PhD students through the university. But sometimes my days are spilled with working with 50 and 60-year-old, plant managers and operators. Sometimes I am working with little kids, 11, 12 years old. And then some days I taught an 84-year-old how to do 3D modeling. So we get a little bit of everybody.
Yeah.
And it's really nice. It's really rewarding.
That's really great. And I mean, I love the thought too. We know that there are so many great programs available for kids. Lincoln hosts the Our Code event, and there's many things like Girls Code Lincoln, Mystery Code Society, name it. There's a lot. But I haven't seen much for adults who want to transition into these types of careers. And I'm speaking of robotics automation specifically. But can you talk to what resources there are? And I know you said your center is open to everybody, but yeah.
Yeah, we are literally open to anybody and everybody. So anybody can walk in off the street, go through a safety orientation, and then are eligible to start participating in our programs. But we're really trying to kind of target key demographics. So one of that is the 18 to 24-year-old range, not necessarily university enrolled. We're doing a partnership program with the Bay that they run called Gap Year, which is basically like it's like a structured gap year where they go through certain programs during the week and all that. It's just usually 2 hours here and there, but we'll take them through key areas like fashion tech, robot programming, all these key skills that they can go and kind of credential themselves a little bit as they work their way up in the world.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's open to anybody and everybody. So, anybody can come in, and a lot of our stuff is certificate granting, so they can come in and say, hey, I spent 2 days here at learning how to operate this robot, operate this machine, and now these skills are transferable to what you do in your job, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's super neat. So you've got like a certification program, you've got, I don't know, the like coaching almost, right? For anybody that comes in on the street, like any other types of programs that we should be aware of? The Gap Year with the Bay, you'd mentioned.
Yeah. So we have several recurring programs. one of our main right now is we're certified trainers for Universal Robotics. So they do collaborative robot machines. They're machines that literally could be sitting here right next to us, handing me my water bottle, handing me the microphone, all this kind of stuff. That is a really, really powerful program. We do several workshops, usually themed to whatever time of the year that we're in. So we'll do holiday workshops and that kind of thing. For Halloween, I did animatronic eyeballs. I used to do some work in TV, and so if you've ever seen the show Home Economics, there's season 2, episode 19 is an animatronic gorilla. It's I did the eyes and the gorilla and all that stuff. So we got to go and do that with a bunch of groups. And then, our other team members will do things like programmable Christmas lights. We've got some fun stuff coming up for Valentine's Day, all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
That's great.
Well, John, thanks for joining us today. We are past the 10 minutes.
Right. That happens. We're going to call this 10-ish. That's the new name.
I like that. I like that.
Sounds like a weird game. Like pickleball could be called 10-ish. All right. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. This is 10.
Oh, my
Thanks,
gosh.
Al.